Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Wednesday, January 16th, 2013. There was a rather spectacular helicopter crash in central London this morning at the height of rush hour. The helicopter crashed into a crane that was on top of a 50-story building that was in the midst of construction and then fell into a crowded street at the height of the rush hour. Miraculously, only 2 people were killed, the pilot of the helicopter and a person on the ground. 13 others were injured. The helicopter crashed in very misty, foggy weather just south of the River Thames in the area of Vauxhall, very near the headquarters of the British spy agency MI6, which then closed down for the day. The horrific scene unfolded at the height of the morning commute when thousands of pedestrians in the area were trying to get to work. It was not terrorist related. The helicopter was owned by a company called Castle Air in Cornwall and frequently ferried VIPs back and forth around London and also in other parts of the world. The helicopter is a twin-engine Augusta Westland AW109. It carries 8 people. It's manufactured by an Italian-British consortium, and it seems as if the insurance company AIG, American International Group, is on the hook for the policy. The list price of an AW109 is $6.3 million. The policy was understood to have been placed with AIG by specialist broker Hayward Aviation, a London-based Lloyd's broker. This is according to Insurance Day. Meanwhile, more problems for the Boeing 787 Dreamliner. Japan's 2 leading airlines, ANA and JAL, have grounded their fleets of 787s this morning after one of the Dreamliner jets made an emergency landing in Japan. ANA said that instruments aboard a domestic flight indicated a battery error, triggering a warning to the pilots. Apparently, there was also a burning smell coming from the cockpit of burnt plastic that passengers on board the plane smelled. Wednesday's incident, described by the Japan Ministry of Transport official, was, quote, highly serious. This is language used in international safety circles as indicating that there could have been an accident. It's the latest in a line of mishaps: fuel leaks and battery fire, wiring problems, great computer glitch, and cracked cockpit window to hit the world's first mainly carbon composite airliner since it was launched. Richard Abalafia, a senior analyst with the Teal Group who covers the aviation industry down in Fairfax, Virginia, said, "I think you're nearing the tipping point where they need to regard this as a serious crisis. This is going to change people's perception of the 787 if they don't act quickly." Of course, yesterday we reported that the FAA is launching a thorough review of the 787 and the approval process. Both JAL and ANA combined for about half of the 50 Dreamliners delivered to date. No word yet on whether Qatar Airways is going to ground their fleet. They're the other lead customer. Reports are coming out that French combat troops are very near face-to-face engagement with the Islamic extremists in Mali. French combat forces apparently overnight left a city in the town of Niono in the center part of Mali, which was relatively safe, moving toward another city called Diaboli, which is located about 250 miles northeast of the capital. Diaboli has been the target of French aerial bombing for the past 15 or so hours, which has now ceased in preparation for the land attack. Meanwhile, Islamist militants from Mali attacked a natural gas field partly operated by BP, British Petroleum, in southern Algeria earlier this morning, killing a security guard and kidnapping 8 foreigners. One of the hostages is supposedly Irish, possibly one is an American, the rest are Norwegian and British. Algerian forces have caught up with the kidnappers and surrounded them and are in the middle of negotiations with them now for the release of the hostages. The group that carried out the attack was an Islamist militant group, and they said that they are attacking the interests of countries involved in the ongoing French offensive against Islamist groups in Mali. The Financial Services Commission in Gibraltar, which is a safe haven for many insurers and reinsurers operating in the British Empire, if you will, is under some criticism this morning after the collapse of a 3rd insurance company in almost as many months in Gibraltar. Today it was Divert Insurance, which had ceased trading back in August, and sought a wind-up order from Gibraltar Supreme Court last month. Evidence came out that although the insurer was licensed to operate just 11 months ago by the Financial Services Commission, apparently the collateral they used to put up as capital to start the company were valueless, worthless, fraudulent sovereign bonds. This is the second time this has happened. Earlier in 2012, Hill Insurance Company also claimed to have sovereign bond backing, but later it was discovered by the regulator that it had no capital at all. This is beginning to cause some concern because Gibraltar insurance companies typically have easy access to the Lloyd's market because of the integrity of the FSC in Gibraltar. There's a problem in Cuba right now with cholera. About 51 new cases of cholera have been reported in Havana. There are growing concerns about the outbreak, which apparently began on January 6th. The epidemic is centered in the capital's Cerro neighborhood, although some reports have been surfacing in the leafy Playa neighborhood, which is home to many of the country's foreign embassies. Cholera is a waterborne disease caused by bacteria found in tainted water or food. Meanwhile, insurers never want to miss an opportunity, see opportunity to sell protection against kidnap risk in Southern Europe, predicting that the recession there and social unrest will drive more abductions. There's no evidence yet of an increase in kidnapping in crisis-struck Greece, Italy, and Spain, but insurers are betting on an upturn, which they think will increase sales of kidnap insurance and reimburse ransom payments. Their reckoning is that as economic upheaval widens the gap between rich and poor, it will encourage crime as well as fuel a resurgence of political radicals willing to take hostages. Some comments, for example, an underwriter at Beasley in London said, "Certainly the high net worth individual must be more of a target now in the current economic climate. We're going to look to market our products to those sorts of individuals. In any place where there are financial problems, we're going to see more disruption." A broker at Willis said in Greece, Italy, and Spain, it would be fair to say there is an increased demand there. Greece, given its financial problems, proximity to Eastern Europe, and porous borders, may become susceptible to future kidnappings. It also has a record unemployment rate of 27%. Kidnapping for ransom is already almost a daily event in Italy. There were 351 in 2010 and 356 the following year. The 2012 statistics are not out yet. Well, that's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching.